As was already mentioned by Vipulji and also by Avdhendra Sharan, that this is the third report which we have brought out jointly with Common Cause. So the first report was published in 2018 and then in 19, and this is the third report which we are publishing. The first report was Status of Policing in India report, which was published in 2018, and this was a report about citizens' trust and satisfaction in policing. So that was a study in which we interviewed the common citizen, which the study was spread across 24 states. The second report, which was published and released in 2019, it was about citizens' police adequacy. And in this, what we did, we interviewed the policemen spread across those 23, 24 states. And this is the third report, which is volume 1 of the report. And in this report, what we have done, we have interviewed policemen and common people in those regions which are seen as conflict affected regions of India. And there is a second volume which will come out in a month's time, which focuses on policing during the pandemic. What we have done in that report, or what we have already done the data collection. The report is is in the preparation stage. So we have done the interviews, we have conducted the survey in those cities where pandemic was high in the first phase. So that report should be released in a couple of months' time. So this is basics about where was the survey conducted, the report which we are going to discuss today. This was conducted in 27 districts spread across 11 states. And how did we select the district? The districts were selected from Home Ministry's list of disturbed areas, and where violence has been reported consistently in the presence of army and the paramilitary forces. So this is spread across 11 states, and in 11 states, 27 districts. In each district, we conducted 284 interviews. Out of these 284 interviews, 100 interviews were of the policemen and 184 interviews were of the civilians. Vipulji has already mentioned that this study is based largely on the survey data, but we have also analyzed some official data, the official data which is released by the government from various sources. And there is a chapter right at the beginning which talks about policing or the situation in these districts. Some basic findings about that aggregate data. Rate of violent crimes are more in conflict affected districts compared to the national average. The national rate of kidnapping and abduction is 7 per lakh population. But in these districts, the districts which we have selected for our study, this is 10 per lakh. If we look at between 2001 and 2019, over 68,500 violent incidents were reported from Jammu and Kashmir region. The affected regions in the east and LWE, which is left-wing extremist affected regions, in which 23,383 civilians and security forces were killed. So this is generally about from the aggregate data. And there is a graph which clearly indicates that the 3 lines, the yellow line is for the extremist activities in Jammu and Kashmir, and the line clearly indicates how it has come down from what it used to be very high in 2002 till 2019. The green line is the incident of violent incidents in the northeastern state. That also come down, but it has sometime it has gone up, sometime it has gone down. And the red line is the incidents in the left-wing extremism, which has also seen ups and downs. But clearly we can see that between 2002 and 2019, there is a declining trend for all kinds of extremism, whether it is in Jammu and Kashmir, whether it is in the northeastern region, or whether it is in the 27 districts of where we have conducted the survey. So now moving on from the findings of the survey. Genuine demand of the Naxalites. How genuine are the demands of Naxals or the insurgents? We have used the 2 words Naxals and insurgents side by side in the report also. And if we look at the data, when the data suggests 46% common people, there is a sense that the demands of the Naxals are genuine, but their methods are wrong. And if we look at the views of the views of two people, like the common people and the policemen, as I've already mentioned, that we have interviewed the common people in these districts, we have also interviewed the policemen. So in the entire report, what we have tried to do is to compare the opinion on several questions. What is the opinion of the common people, and what do the policemen think about the same issues? So this is the issue about the demands. Are the demands of Naxals genuine? And there is a large number of policemen, a large number of common people both believe that the demands are genuine, but the methods are wrong. Main reason for Naxal activities. What is the reason for the Naxal activities? And if we look at there is again a middling point, in a sense, common people and the police personnel. A large number of them feel that discrimination, poverty, and unemployment, these are the three big reasons. These are the important reasons for the Naxal activities in these 27 districts where the survey was conducted, and these are the districts where country is facing this kind of a problem. So we don't see huge difference in opinion of the common people and the policemen, at least on these two questions, which I have already mentioned. Large number of policemen and large number of common people, both of them feel that the reason for Naxal activities are exploitation, poverty, and unemployment. Extrajudicial killing. What is the opinion of common people and police personnel on this? And again, we see that large number of policemen and common people both believe that no matter, and this is the bar in the middle, no matter how dangerous a Naxal is, police should try to catch them and follow proper legal procedures. Among the policemen, 75% of the policemen whom we interviewed believed on this. And even among the common people, 66% believe that even though Naxals may be very dangerous, but police should try to catch them and follow proper legal procedures. There is very little support for killing dangerous Naxals, even if and rather than giving them a legal trial. So very little support for them, 20% among the policemen, 19% among the common people. While we are unable to compare it with, say, some other surveys, it's very difficult to say whether it is low or high, but still, if 20% people, 20% policemen, even 19% common people believe that it is all right to kill dangerous Naxals and don't give them a legal trial. I think this is also a disturbing element if we go by the opinion of the common people and the policemen on this issue. Human rights versus national security. The question is, it is wrong to ignore human rights in the name of national security. And if we see on this, this is an issue on which large number of policemen and common people believe that it's wrong to, human rights should not be ignored in the name of national security. Human right has to be given due importance. And this is a shared view among the policemen and among the common people, and 50% of the policemen and 59% of common people believe in that. Among the policemen, there is also sizable number of policemen who believe that national security is of prime importance and human rights can be ignored to ensure national security. So among policemen, the opinion seems to be a lot divided, 50% for respecting human rights and 44% for not respecting human rights or making compromises on human rights in the name of national security. But among the common people, we see a huge difference. Torture and arrest. This is about nearly 1/4 of citizens know someone who has been physically tortured or by policemen or paramilitary forces, and the same proportion, 24%, said that they knew about an innocent person being held by a Naxal or Naxal related activities. So this is about people or the policemen knowing some kind of knowing someone who has either been either been arrested even though he is an innocent. Also people who have been victim of fake encounter. That's the bar in the middle. 17% policemen in the left LWA affected regions. People believe that 17% there have been 17% cases where paramilitary or police people have been victim of fake encounters. Physical and torture is slightly higher, and we would imagine that yes, fake encounter would be slightly less compared to physical torture. So in both the regions, whether it is insurgency affected regions or left-wing extremism affected regions, in both the regions we see that there are different kinds of these kinds of activities going on, and people do give their opinion that they know someone who has been arrested even though he has been innocent. They know someone who has been killed in fake encounter, and also they know someone who has been physically tortured by police or paramilitary forces. Fear of police and paramilitary and Naxal insurgents. Common people fear physical assault. 37% fear physical assault by Naxal insurgents. 35% fear physical assault by police, and 32% by paramilitary forces. 34% people and 42% people, police fully agree that police should police should be. What is that? Just a second. Just 1 second.
It hides behind
Police
should eliminate
criminals while dealing with Naxalites.
and insurgents.
60% police, and there's a difference on this question. Strict laws are important for controlling Naxal and insurgent activities. Among the common people, only 30% people believe that such acts are very important, but among the police, 60% people believe that such acts are important for controlling Naxal and insurgent activities. 42% of common people from insurgency affected areas in the Northeast believe that security laws such as UAPA are very harsh and should be repealed. 36% people believe that police discriminates between poor in their drive against Naxalites and insurgents. Parallel taxation justice system. Is it, do people face this kind of a problem, or do people see that this is happening in these localities? So in the, if we merge both the localities where the survey, both the regions where the survey was conducted, Naxal insurgents illegally collect money or taxes from the people in this area. Overall, yes, among common people, 18% say yes, they experience or they have witnessed or they know that this kind of an activity is going on. Even among the police personals, 33% believe that yes, this kind of an activity is going on. And if we look at the two regions, if we bifurcate it by two regions, left-wing extremist affected regions and insurgency affected regions, we don't see much difference. The opinion is equally, more or less equally divided on this issue. And do Naxals run their own laws? On that question also, the opinion seems to be more or less the same. And 14% people believe that yes, Naxal run their own laws. And among the policemen, 33% policemen believe that Naxal run their own laws. And if we again look at opinion of the people in left-wing affected regions and insurgency affected regions on this question, the opinion seems to be equally divided on that issue. About perception, large number of people believe that police falsely implicate common people in Naxalism and insurgency affected cases. And if we look at the caste community of the people, lot of people believe that Adivasis, large number of people belonging to the Adivasi community are implicated by police in Naxal and insurgency affected regions. And if we look at common people's view about do police discriminate, large number of people believe that police discriminates, and who are the category of people against whom police discriminates? Poor people, Adivasis, non-literates, and people who live in the rural India. So these are the four different kinds of people. If we look at their background, generally police would discriminate against people who would either belong to, in terms of economic class, either they are poor. In terms of education, they are non-literate. So if there is a case between a literate and a non-literate, police would generally tend to favor the literate people, and they would try and discriminate against the non-literate people. Again, belief among the common people that fear of being beaten up by the police, very large number of people, 35% people believe that they fear that they would be beaten up by the police, being arrested, detained by police for no reasons. 33% people believe that they fear that they may be arrested or detained by police for no reasons. 32% say they favor upper, and this is again about police favoring upper caste against the Dalit. 33% people believe they would favor upper caste against the Dalit. 22% people feel that they would favor a non-Adivasi against an Adivasi. 20% people believe they would favor a Hindu against a Muslim. And over 33% common people scared of being beaten or arrested or detained by the police for no reason. State police versus paramilitary force. What kind of police people expect for safety and security? There is a lot of support for need for state police rather than paramilitary. So lot of people in both the regions, whether it is a left-wing extremist affected regions or the insurgency affected regions, in both the regions, there is a lot of support for, they would like police to be present for maintaining law and order rather than the requirement for paramilitary. And there is a huge difference in that compared to 60% people believing that they would need, they require police to maintain law and order. And for paramilitary, the figure is only 10%, and 23% believe both are equally good or both are equally bad. In a sense, it makes no difference for them if there is a paramilitary or if there is a police for maintaining law and order. Is the posting in these difficult regions affecting mental health? 16% policemen believe that it has affected their mental health to a great extent. Another 33% believe that it has affected their mental health to some extent. And if we merged 16 and 33, it is almost 50% of policemen, which is 49% of policemen believe that the current posting has affected their mental health adversely. Biggest problem in the area of residence. What is the biggest problem? What common people feel, what is the biggest problem? And that is related to generally that the reasons for the insurgent or Naxal activities. Lack of development. 53% people believe that there is a lack of development in this area. That's the biggest problem. Unemployment, and then there are some other issues which people flagged off, but lack of development comes out to be the biggest problem people face in this area. And and the lack of development relates to lack of school, lack of road, lack of drinking water, hospitals, etc. If police effect on conflict on normal situation, both police personnel and common people from left-wing affected regions most likely to believe that normal policing suffers because of conflict. So the police personnel also believe that in the conflict affected regions, normal policing suffers, and common people also believe that in the normal policing suffers in these conflict affected regions. And there is not much difference. It is slightly higher in left-wing affected regions on both these questions, slightly less in insurgency affected regions, but there is a unanimous view among the people and among the policemen that maintaining routine law and order gets affected in these conflict affected regions. Working condition of police, what should be the solution? The two big solutions, what policemen believe: HR solution, they want better pay, working hours should be reduced, workload should be reduced, promotions should be much faster. All these put together are 35%. So 35% of the responses of policemen are of, they think that these are the solution. If policemen are getting posted in these regions, these are the tools for effective policing in these difficult regions. And 23% opinion for training, weapons, infrastructure, technology, and surveillance. So how effective policing can be done in these regions? These are the HR solution, which is about better pay, working hours should be reduced, workload, promotions. And besides that, they also need training, good weapons, infrastructure, technology, and more surveillance. The last slide, which police personnel are best suited for conflict affected? Whether they would like policemen from their own district or policemen who are not from their district. Those who belong to this district, a lot of support for that policemen, in order to do better management, better handling of the situation. If policemen belong to that same regions, it would be better for them, and very little support for policemen or should come from some other district. 41% people also believe that it makes no difference in terms of efficiency whether policemen are from the same districts or from other districts. So opinions equally divided. 41% people believe it makes no difference, but a very significant opinion that 40% people believe that if policemen are from the same regions, maybe handling of these difficult situations may be much better if policemen are from the same regions compared to if policemen are from other regions. Thank you very much.